Yes, a 30 amp 110 twist lock outlet in a commercial kitchen should be on a ground fault circuit interrupter breaker. According to the National Electrical Code, all 15 and 20 amp receptacles installed in commercial kitchens must be protected by ground fault circuit interrupters. While the National Electrical Code does not specifically mention 30 amp twist lock outlets, it does require all receptacles in wet or damp locations to be ground fault circuit interrupter protected. A commercial kitchen is considered a wet location due to the presence of water, moisture, and grease. Therefore, all receptacles in a commercial kitchen, including 30 amp twist lock outlets, must be protected by ground fault circuit interrupters. Using a ground fault circuit interrupter breaker on a 30 amp twist lock outlet provides the following benefits. Firstly, protection against electrical shock. Ground fault circuit interrupters detect imbalances in electrical current and quickly trip to prevent electrical shock. This is especially important in wet environments where electrical hazards are increased. Secondly, compliance with code. Installing ground fault circuit interrupter breakers on 30 amp twist lock outlets ensures compliance with the National Electrical Code and local building codes. Thirdly, safety. Ground fault circuit interrupters enhance electrical safety in commercial kitchens by preventing electrical fires and shock hazards. It is recommended to consult with a qualified electrician to ensure proper installation and compliance with all applicable codes and regulations. To further elaborate on the importance of ground fault circuit interrupters in commercial kitchens, it's essential to understand how these devices function and the potential hazards they mitigate. A ground fault circuit interrupter is designed to protect individuals from electrical shock by monitoring the current flowing in a circuit. If there is an imbalance, indicating that current is leaking to ground, the ground fault circuit interrupter quickly trips the circuit, cutting off the power and preventing a potentially dangerous shock. In a commercial kitchen environment, the presence of water, grease, and metal surfaces significantly increases the risk of electrical shock. For instance, a faulty appliance or damaged wiring can create a path for current to flow through a person who comes into contact with it. Without ground fault circuit interrupter protection, this could result in serious injury or even death. The National Electrical Code, or NEC, serves as the standard for safe electrical installations in the United States. While the NEC doesn't explicitly list every specific type of receptacle that requires ground fault circuit interrupter protection, it does provide general guidelines for wet and damp locations. Commercial kitchens undoubtedly fall under this category due to the frequent use of water for cleaning, cooking, and other tasks. Therefore, adhering to the NEC requirements for ground fault circuit interrupter protection in these environments is crucial for ensuring the safety of employees and patrons. Beyond the risk of electrical shock, ground fault circuit interrupters also play a vital role in preventing electrical fires. When current leaks to ground, it can create heat, which can ignite nearby flammable materials such as grease, paper, or wood. By quickly tripping the circuit, ground fault circuit interrupters can prevent this heat buildup and significantly reduce the risk of a fire. In addition to the safety benefits, using ground fault circuit interrupters in commercial kitchens can also help businesses avoid costly fines and legal liabilities. Many local jurisdictions have adopted the NEC as their electrical code, and failure to comply with these codes can result in penalties. Furthermore, if an electrical incident occurs in a commercial kitchen that is not properly protected by ground fault circuit interrupters, the business could be held liable for any resulting injuries or damages. When selecting a ground fault circuit interrupter breaker for a 30 amp twist lock outlet, it's important to choose one that is specifically designed for this purpose. Ground fault circuit interrupter breakers come in various sizes and configurations, so it's essential to ensure that the breaker is compatible with the outlet and the electrical system. It's also important to consider the trip current of the ground fault circuit interrupter breaker. The trip current is the amount of current leakage that will cause the breaker to trip. For most applications, a trip current of 5 mA is sufficient to provide adequate protection against electrical shock. However, in some cases, a lower trip current may be necessary to protect sensitive equipment. Proper installation of ground fault circuit interrupter breakers is crucial for ensuring their effectiveness. It's recommended to hire a qualified electrician to install ground fault circuit interrupter breakers, as they have the knowledge and experience to do the job safely and correctly. The electrician will ensure that the breaker is properly wired and grounded, and that it is functioning correctly. Once ground fault circuit interrupter breakers are installed, it's important to test them regularly to ensure that they are still working properly. Most ground fault circuit interrupter breakers have a test button that can be used to simulate a ground fault. When the test button is pressed, the breaker should trip, cutting off the power to the circuit. If the breaker doesn't trip, it may be faulty and need to be replaced. In summary, ground fault circuit interrupter protection is essential for all receptacles in commercial kitchens, including 30-amp twist lock outlets. Ground fault circuit interrupters protect against electrical shock and fires, and they help businesses comply with the National Electrical Code and local building codes. When selecting and installing ground fault circuit interrupter breakers, it's important to choose the right breaker for the application and to hire a qualified electrician to do the job. Regular testing of ground fault circuit interrupter breakers is also important to ensure that they are working properly. Ground fault circuit interrupters are a critical component of electrical safety in commercial kitchens, and they should be taken seriously. Ignoring the need for ground fault circuit interrupter protection can have serious consequences, including electrical shock, fires, fines, and legal liabilities. By following the National Electrical Code and consulting with a qualified electrician, businesses can ensure that their commercial kitchens are safe and compliant with all applicable regulations. Furthermore, remember that specific local codes may have stricter requirements than the NEC, so always consult with local authorities or a licensed electrician familiar with local regulations. Staying informed about the latest electrical safety standards and technologies is also important for ensuring the ongoing safety of commercial kitchens. Ground fault circuit interrupter technology is constantly evolving, and new and improved devices are being developed all the time. By staying up to date on the latest developments, businesses can ensure that they are using the best possible protection for their employees and patrons. In addition to ground fault circuit interrupters, there are other electrical safety measures that should be taken in commercial kitchens. These include regular inspections of electrical equipment, proper grounding of electrical systems, and the use of arc fault circuit interrupters, or SIs, to protect against electrical fires caused by arcing faults. Arc fault circuit interrupters are designed to detect dangerous electrical arcs, which can occur when wires become loose or damaged. These arcs can generate heat and ignite nearby flammable materials, causing a fire. Arc fault circuit interrupters are particularly effective at preventing fires caused by faulty wiring, which is a common hazard in commercial kitchens. By combining ground fault circuit interrupters and the arc fault circuit interrupters, businesses can create a comprehensive electrical safety system that protects against both electrical shock and fires. It is important to know that ground fault circuit interrupters and arc fault circuit interrupters are not interchangeable. Ground fault circuit interrupters protect against electrical shock by detecting current leakage to ground, while arc fault circuit interrupters protect against electrical fires by detecting dangerous electrical arcs. Both types of devices are important for electrical safety, but they serve different functions. To further emphasize the importance of electrical safety in commercial kitchens, consider the potential consequences of an electrical incident. An electrical shock can cause serious injuries, including burns, muscle spasms, and even cardiac arrest. Electrical fires can cause extensive damage to property, and they can also put lives at risk. In addition to the physical harm and property damage, electrical incidents can also result in significant financial losses. Businesses may be forced to close down temporarily or permanently, and they may face lawsuits from injured employees or patrons. By taking proactive steps to prevent electrical incidents, businesses can protect their employees, their property, and their bottom line. One of the most important steps that businesses can take to improve electrical safety is to provide regular training to their employees. Employees should be trained on how to identify and report electrical hazards, how to use electrical equipment safely, and how to respond to electrical emergencies. Training should be tailored to the specific tasks that employees perform, and it should be updated regularly to reflect changes in electrical safety standards and technologies. In addition to training, businesses should also conduct regular inspections of their electrical systems. Inspections should be performed by a qualified electrician, and they should include a thorough examination of all electrical equipment, wiring, and grounding systems. Any defects or hazards that are identified should be corrected promptly. Businesses should also keep detailed records of all electrical inspections and repairs. These records can be used to track the performance of electrical systems over time, and they can also be used to demonstrate compliance with electrical safety regulations. Furthermore, regular maintenance of electrical equipment is essential for preventing electrical incidents. Electrical equipment should be cleaned and lubricated regularly, and any worn or damaged parts should be replaced promptly. Maintenance should be performed by qualified personnel, and it should be documented in detail. In conclusion, electrical safety is a critical concern for commercial kitchens. Ground fault circuit interrupters are an essential component of electrical safety in these environments, and they should be used to protect all receptacles, including 30-amp twist lock outlets. By following the National Electrical Code, consulting with a qualified electrician, and providing regular training to employees, businesses can create a safe and compliant electrical environment that protects their employees, their property, and their bottom line. Remember that electrical codes and regulations are constantly evolving, so it's important to stay informed and to update electrical safety practices accordingly. Prioritizing electrical safety is not just a matter of compliance, it's a matter of protecting lives and preventing potentially devastating incidents. Consider a scenario where a commercial kitchen utilizes a 30-amp 110 twist lock outlet for a high-power mixer. Without ground fault circuit interrupter protection, a fault in the mixer's wiring could energize the metal housing, creating a significant shock hazard for anyone who touches it. An employee reaching for the mixer while standing on a damp floor could complete the circuit, resulting in a severe electrical shock. In contrast, with ground fault circuit interrupter protection, the device would detect the current leakage and immediately trip the circuit, cutting off the power before a shock can occur. This simple act of protection can prevent a potentially life-altering injury. Furthermore, consider the potential for an electrical fire caused by a loose connection in the wiring of a commercial oven. Over time, vibrations and heat can cause connections to loosen, creating a point of high resistance. This resistance generates heat, which can ignite nearby grease or other flammable materials. An arc fault circuit interrupter would detect the arc caused by the loose connection and trip the circuit, preventing a fire from starting. Without this protection, a small electrical issue could quickly escalate into a major fire, causing significant damage and potentially endangering lives. These scenarios highlight the importance of both ground fault circuit interrupters and arc fault circuit interrupters in commercial kitchens. They provide layers of protection against different types of electrical hazards, ensuring a safer working environment for employees. In addition to the technical aspects of ground fault circuit interrupters and arc fault circuit interrupters, it's also important to consider the human element. Employees need to be aware of the potential electrical hazards in their workplace, and they need to be trained on how to respond to electrical emergencies. Clear and concise signage should be posted near electrical equipment, warning of potential hazards and providing instructions on how to operate the equipment safely. Emergency contact information should also be readily available in case of an electrical incident. By fostering a culture of safety and awareness, businesses can empower their employees to take proactive steps to prevent electrical incidents. This includes encouraging employees to report any electrical hazards they observe and providing them with the resources they need to address these hazards. Furthermore, regular safety meetings can be used to reinforce electrical safety principles and to discuss any recent incidents or near misses. In addition to the legal and ethical obligations to provide a safe working environment, there are also significant business benefits to prioritizing electrical safety. A safe workplace can improve employee morale and productivity, and it can reduce the risk of accidents and injuries. This can lead to lower workers' compensation costs and reduced downtime. Furthermore, a reputation for safety can attract and retain top talent, and it can enhance the company's image with customers and the community. In conclusion, electrical safety is an investment that pays dividends in many ways. By taking proactive steps to prevent electrical incidents, businesses can protect their employees, their property, and their bottom line. Ground fault circuit interrupters and arc fault circuit interrupters are essential tools for electrical safety, and they should be used in all commercial kitchens. By fostering a culture of safety and awareness, businesses can create a workplace where employees feel safe and valued, and where electrical incidents are minimized.